And then let's take a look at this and see what it looks like. Ooh. I'll tell you what, that smells good. Here with Murray Farm and Ranch. Got another wild game cooking video for you guys today. This one is an absolute household favorite. This recipe is for Elk Burgundy, and I cannot take credit for this recipe. I did originally see it in a Cabela's magazine. I've since seen it a few other places. There's a Nevada wildlife website that has it posted. I've also seen it in a couple of other videos, but I wanted to give you guys my take on it and show you how to make it. It's excellent. This is one of those wild game recipes that if you've got somebody that's kind of on the fence about eating wild game, this is a good one. This is about 2.5 pounds of elk backstrap. It is cubed into 1 to 1.5 inch cubes. Tomato paste, bone broth, a Cabernet wine, flour, black pepper, salt, roughly chopped bacon. This is thick bacon. We've got 5 pieces. We've got a shallot minced along with 2 cloves of garlic, pearl onion skinned, and 1 white onion that has been roughly chopped. This recipe also does call for thyme. I prefer to have fresh thyme, but I don't have any today, so we're going to go with the ground variety. First step in this process is you're going to want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees, which I'm going to go ahead and get started now. So you're going to want to use a cooking vessel that you have a lid to. This is a large Dutch oven. I think this is a 14-inch. All right, so our Dutch oven is starting to get hot. We're going to go ahead and add our bacon in. We're going to let this brown and kind of cook down just a little bit. Alright, so while our bacon is browning, we've got it kind of to a nice, kind of light brown. And we're going to go ahead and remove this. And we're going to let this strain on a paper towel. I've got a bowl here with a paper towel. But we want to keep our liquid in. So we're going to just kind of slowly move it over. So what we've got here is we've left our bacon grease and it's still hot. We have our bacon over here that is draining. Now we're going to take our elk meat and we're going to sear it. Now it is real important that you want to do this in small batches, because what we're looking for here is we're looking for a nice sear on the outside of the meat. And if you try to dump your whole batch of meat in, it's going to start steaming. So we've got our meat searing here. We're going to let it just get a nice little dark sear on the outside, and then we're going to take it off. So this looks about like the perfect kind of sear mark. You know, you're getting that dark, nice kind of char on the outside. You want that, you know, on at least 2 sides, and if you can get that on all the sides, that's perfect. Alright guys, so our meat is nice and seared on the sides. We've still got some really hot bacon grease. And so the next step in this process is we're going to take our onions and garlic, our shallots and garlic, and our white onion. And we're going to go ahead and add these to this pan. Oh. And we're going to let these saute and get translucent. So we're going to stir them a couple of times, and we're going to let these things get nice and translucent. It's probably going to take 3 or 4 minutes. Alright, so these onions are definitely done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our meat, and we are going to add the meat and all the juice to the onions. Alright, I'm going to give it a good stir. Alright, so we've added our meat to the onions. Now we're going to take our flour and we're going to gently just kind of sprinkle the flour. Now, when you feel like you've got this side of the meat pretty nice, go ahead and take it and stir it to kind of coat the meat. Yeah, just like so. Now take your remaining flour and just kind of gently sprinkle it on. And I'm going to stir it. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in our oven that we preheated at 400 degrees, and I'm going to let it cook for about 4 minutes uncovered. This thing is heavy. We're going to give it a good stir. Back in the oven for another 4 minutes. Our 4 minutes is up, so we're going to go ahead and remove this from the heat. Oh man, look at that. That meat is getting a nice look to it. Okay, so now I have lowered my heat to 325. I did that just before I took the meat out of the oven. Now we're going to add some more ingredients. We're going to add 2 cups of bone beef broth. We're going to add 2 cups of wine, preferably a Cabernet. We're going to add our bacon. And about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And last but not least, a little sprinkle of thyme. Now, traditionally, I use the fresh stuff. I don't have any today, so we're going to make do. This is where we want to take our lid, and we do want to now cover our Dutch oven. And so for this next part of the cook, it is going to be covered. All right, so we've got our elk in the oven. It is going to cook at about 325 for the next couple of hours. And while I'm waiting on that to cook, I'm going to go ahead and start sauteing my mushrooms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to melt that down, and then I'm going to take 16 ounces of Portabella mushrooms, and I'm going to saute those, get them nice and soft and cooked. And those are going to be added to the elk mixture along with our pearl onions 1 hour before the end, before it's done cooking. So these mushrooms, they've been sauteing. They've got a really nice, deep, rich color. So I think I'm going to take these off the heat and let them set until it's time to put them in with the elk mixture. All right, guys, so I just pulled this out of the oven. Let's take a peek. It's been cooking for about an hour now. Ooh, getting some rich color. Man, the smell just hit me. Ooh, that is some good smelling stuff. We're gonna go ahead and add our cup of onion. We're going to add our mushrooms that we sauteed. We're going to get all that good juice in there too, because that's all going to be good flavor. So I'm going to get this pan scraped out, and then we're going to get it back in the oven for about another hour to hour and a half. Our meal has been cooking for about 3 hours. I think it's ready to go. Samuel is, he's hungry. I mean, he's like real hungry. You got him the biggest spoon in the house. Hi, bub. So one thing that we like to do is we like to eat this dish over mashed potatoes, or my favorite is cauliflower mash, mixing it. So Tara's made some cauliflower mash, and then let's take a look at this and see what it looks like. Ooh, I tell you what, that smells good. What do you think, Tara?
Wonderful.
Yeah. Don't you get away from my picture. Don't you do that. Yeah. All right. So we're about to get this stuff loaded in some plates. I don't think this boy can wait very much longer.
I'm funny.
Yeah, you're funny.